Hi everyone, welcome to this video, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the P-47 and more especially the P-47D-30 because it will be the version of the P-47 that we will have on DCS World. So this video is the first video of a long series teaching you how to fly the P-47. You already have 4 videos in the playlist that are actual footages of 1943 to teach pilots how to fly the P-47 in addition to the manuals, which I have in my possession the pilot's flight operating instructions, and the second manual is actually the pilot training manual for the Thunderbolt. So let's start with the pilot's flight operating instructions to give a presentation of the plane. So the P-47D-25 and subsequent P-47 models are low-wing, single-place, all-metal monoplanes powered with a Pratt & Whitney R2800 series engine. The engine drives a 4-bladed propeller, hydraulically operated landing gear, wing flaps, tailwheel, brakes are provided. It also operates the cowl flaps. The approximate overall dimensions are for the length 36 feet and 1 inch, for the height 14 feet and 2 inches, and for the span 40 feet. For the fuel and the oil, for the fuel it uses a grade 100 to 130 of octane. For the oil it's grade 1120, and for cold weather a grade 1100. For the pilot's protection we have so the plane is really well protected with front and rear armor protection. For a direct right angle hit is provided for the pilot. Enemy fire originating within the areas graphically illustrated in figure 8. So figure 8 shows the things that protects the pilots, such as the engine, the fuel tanks, and the steel top part of the seat, so it will not reach the pilot. For the crash protection we have a welded crash skid installed in the underside of the fuselage, and moreover the shape of the P-47 on its belly, it's oval, so emergency landings and even ditchings are really smooth, way smoother than most of other aircrafts. We will talk about ditching and emergency landings in other videos of this series. There are also mooring provisions for the airplane, so to tie it down. The propeller is can be either a full-bladed Curtiss electric or a full-bladed Hamilton standard hydromatic. To control the propeller we have a toggle which can be selecting auto, constant speed, increase RPM, decrease RPM, and fixed pitch. And when in auto constant speed, the propeller governor automatically maintains engine RPM as set at the quadrant. Increase RPM and decrease RPM are momentary positions which, when used, vary engine RPM as indicated, and when released, leave the propeller in a fixed pitch condition. For the power plant, the R2800 series engine is a twin-roll 18-cylinder supercharged air-cooled engine. In the P-47 series, both geared and turbine superchargers are used. The turbine driver supercharger is a separate and remotely installed unit operated by engine exhaust. The engine is equipped with an injection type carburetor and water injection system to permit operation at war emergency power, also known as WEP. Power controls are mounted in the conventional quadrant and consist of throttle, boost, mixture, and propeller levers. Throttle, boost, and propeller levers are equipped with spring-loaded latches to permit interconnected operation. An adjustable takeoff stop, which can be bypassed, is provided in the path of the throttle. A momentary switch is mounted on the throttle lever to control operation of the water injection system. So we won't go further for the flight operating instructions because we will need the airplane, but I will wait for it to be released to do the video. And now we are going to go to the presentation of the Thunderbolt by the pilot training manual for the Thunderbolt. So we are told that while in advanced flying school, you doubtless formed an opinion of the type of tactical plane you wish to fly. The plane may or may not have been the Thunderbolt. There are many good planes in the Army Air Force. In any event, you drew the P-47, and in the words of the old-timer, you got a mighty good airplane. The P-47 is a jack of all trades, and, contrary to tradition, a master of all. The plane was designed originally as a high-altitude fighter, but the exigencies of war brought it downstairs. The Thunderbolt now does dive bombing, skip bombing, strafing, and rocket launching, as well as flying high-altitude escort. It does them all superbly well. As the air war reaches a climax, fighters will make an increasing number of attacks on ground targets. The enemy simply won't have enough planes to keep the fighters employed in aerial combat. The P-47 is a great plane for this type of warfare. Terrific firepower keeps the enemy ducking, and the plane's heavy construction withstands savage punishment. Plenty of pilots in the ETO call the P-47 the best fighter in the world for low-altitude work. This manual places a good deal of emphasis on emergencies of various kinds. Don't draw the inference that something is likely to happen every time you climb into the cockpit. The P-47 is a sturdy, sound plane, but to be safe in this plane, as in any other airplane, you've got to know how to meet unforeseen circumstances. So here they call back the dimensions of the plane, so length 36 feet 1 inch, height 14 feet and 2 inches, and wingspan 40 feet and 9 inches. They also add the fact that the length between the two front gear is 15 feet and 7 inches, which is a lot, and this large gear will enable you to do really stable takeoffs and landings, which is really good. So there's also a little paragraph on the new Thunderbolt, which is D30, D25 and later versions. So the new Thunderbolt carries more gasoline, double the quantity of water for WEP or war emergency power, and more oxygen than earlier planes. In addition, the additions raise the weight about 560 pounds, gives the plane a higher stalling speed. Airspeed must be kept slightly higher. The P-47's wing loading, about average of US fighters, is high because of extra protection afforded by self-sealing gas tanks, armor plate, and devastatingly heavy armament. The landing gear is conventional, with the main gear retracting inward. The tailwheel retracts fully and is enclosed in flight. The wide tread of the main wheels and the lockable tailwheel makes the P-47 easy to land and practically ground loop proof. So this is it for the video. I hope you liked it, and I hope you liked the thing that I used, the actual manuals used by the World War II fighter pilots, American fighter pilots. What you can expect to see in the future is me covering the two manuals and giving tutorials for you to learn the airplane. Alright, see you next time. Have a good day, a good night, or whatever, and fly safe.